that the clone rod is different too. So if you're not familiar with Dungeon World, and I think a couple of you are and a couple of you aren't, I'm taking the idea of fronts and dangers from the way Dungeon World organizes. Yeah, it sounds like an artifact. So it's a sentient artifact whose impulse is to find a worthy wielder. And I think it's done that, but I think it's kind of like a split, like it's done that. That was something that happened off screen. Its impulse right now is actually to, or the impulse of this front is to gain power, or to, it's almost more a force of chaos at this point, whose impulse is to destroy all semblance of order. Or, It's doing a lot of things, and that's the one, if I have like one difficulty, ooh, you know what? I think it might be a horde, actually. Now, like this whole front. The way it's developed. A good call. So... yeah, they definitely... so, I guess what the best thing would be to do is... and that's kind of why I've described things in words as well. What they want to do right now is... and I can come back to Ancient Elven Monument. But what they actually want to do is to... let me switch back. What they actually want to do, the zombies... or because the zombies aren't really... they're just a method. So I hesitate to make it a horde. Because what they actually want... I might as well rewrite this one too. Because part and parcel of this is like updating them to reflect what I'm actually doing and not, you know, because it's kind of evolved. So type, I'm going to leave that blank for now. I do think the impending doom might have changed because originally it was impoverishment, but I think that's not the case anymore. So, but that kind of gives a little bit more context. So let's come back to that because I'm not sold. I'm not sold on any particular one right now for sure. And I want to work out this monument first. Yeah, this one, it's really hard. Because a lot of things for me is like it kind of sits on the verge or the threshold between one or the other. So I think if I walk through the monument first, because they're two tied fronts, I think if I get this more concrete and more on paper, like what I actually want this to do, I think it'll help the other one kind of make sense. So one is the corruption reaches the monument, in whatever form. 2 is the forest guardians protecting the monument. Are maybe destroyed. Maybe attempt to fend off the corruption, which again has taken the form of zombie clones. It's kind of like, so the zombies are like, sorry, I'm like lost my lead. Oh no, am I out of lead? So the zombies in this instance are kind of, they're being generated by this this stick of power, for lack of a better term, to attempt to destroy the seal in this ancient elven monument. So they want to overwhelm it and take its power, slash destroy it, so that the corruption and the darkness can spread, so that there's like one less kind of they want to put a hole in the levee, essentially, which is kind of like this monument is the first and strongest line of defense, and is like it's ancient, and by doing so, you know, they'll kind of like advance this I think it is an artifact. I don't know if the front's an artifact, because I didn't want to make like a bunch of different fronts that were, but the object definitely is an artifact. And it wants to kind of advance the corruption in the area. So right now, the way I've set it up right now is that the Forest Guardians are fighting the zombies. But I do like that they become mad. And maybe that ties in, maybe that ties into the dungeon itself. Because right now, they as a group of NPCs, the Forest Guardians' goal is to just protect and to guard. How did I write it exactly? And I apologize. I know this is like probably it's a lot. So I'm trying to explain it the best I can. So please, like, if there's something that I'm just being absolute shit at explaining, please call me out on it. So, because I'm trying to talk through it and make it make sense myself. Where did I put that? All right. So their goal is to protect their lady, who's the like deity that created them, and their home, which is the dungeon. Yeah, this is like the three different front examples. They're all like they all advance the these are probably the two most interconnected, because I happen to make the dungeon this one front, like associated with this with two of these fronts. Basically though, the clone front, like that one advanced to the point, and again, like I've been doing it bad and not a good by keeping track of this in my head and not on paper. But like if I look at this one, like the way The Trouble with Clones was originally written, I think. So, so there was a murder. So one of the clones was like trying to fight against the object and died. The other clones start leaving the farm to head to the south. So that happened. The guy wielding it is further corrupted and empowered by the cursed object. That's very vague how I wrote that. Yeah, these are really vague. I'm not digging it. I can actually decrease the bitrate. I don't know if I can do that when I'm streaming, but I'm not doing anything extreme. So let's bring that down, actually. That's a good point, Sithmaster. Let's see if that's reflected on the Twitch dashboard. Ooh, yeah, my bitrate is super high. That's weird. Hold on, I'm gonna restart it just for a sec.